There's something about them. You can't explain it, but when they enter the room, everything shifts. You feel them before they speak, you watch them without meaning to, you fear them, and yet you're drawn in. People talk about zodiac signs like personality types, but when it comes to Scorpios, that logic falls apart. Because Scorpio is not just a sign, it's a force. They're intense, mysterious, unapologetically themselves, and maybe, just maybe, they're the greatest zodiac sign of them all. Too bold? Too soon? Let's find out, because today, we're breaking down 10 shocking, soul-shaking reasons why Scorpio may just be the most powerful, most unforgettable, and most dangerously magnetic sign in the zodiac. And if you're a Scorpio, you already know, so don't blink. Listen closely. Scorpios aren't cruel, they're not heartless, but if you cross them, there's no going back. Scorpio forgives very slowly, if ever. Because when they let someone in, it's not casual, it's spiritual. They give you access to their soul. And if you betray that, they won't yell, they won't beg, they'll just vanish. Their silence is louder than any scream, their absence is more painful than any punishment. That's not cold, that's sacred boundaries. You don't play with Scorpio, not because they'll hurt you, but because they'll never let you get that close again. When a Scorpio loves you, you'll never forget it. Their love is not gentle, it's not subtle, it's a force that demands to be felt, impossible to ignore. It's fire under your skin, burning with a heat that never fades. It's obsession, devotion, intensity that lingers in every glance, every touch. They don't just want your body, they want your soul, your secrets, your truth. And yes, Scorpio is known for their, let's just say, legendary physical energy. It's magnetic, unforgettable. But it's more than that. It's about depth, about seeing what's hidden. They want to know what breaks you, what makes you vulnerable, what makes you laugh in the dark, what brings you light when no one's watching, what keeps you up at night, what dreams haunt your sleep. And when they find that, they don't just connect, they merge, becoming something new. You don't date a Scorpio, you experience them body and soul, and no one can match that level of passion, that raw intensity. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, planet of death, rebirth, transformation, and the power to rise again. And that's not just a vibe, it's a blueprint for surviving and loving like steel. Scorpio has lived through heartbreak that would have broken others. They've lost people, homes, versions of themselves, and each time, they resurrect. Stronger, sharper, colder, but wiser. Scorpio doesn't just survive the fire, they become it. That's why you can't defeat them, you can't break them, you can only watch them evolve, again and again. Loyalty is everything to a Scorpio. If they love you, you are theirs. Not in a toxic, controlling way, though their intensity can feel overwhelming at times, but in a way that makes you feel like the most important person on earth. They will defend you, stand up for you, walk into hell with you, but the second you lie to them, it's over. Scorpio loves hard, but they require loyalty in return, and once you've proven yourself, they'll be your armor, your secret keeper, your safe place, forever. Their intuition is scary accurate. Ever lie to a Scorpio? They knew, didn't say anything, just watched, listened, stored it for later. Scorpio's gut is rarely wrong, because they don't just listen to words, they read the pauses, the tone, the vibe. They see the lie behind the smile, the secrets you try to hide in plain sight, the fear behind the anger, the trembling beneath the rage, the attraction behind the distance, the longing that lingers in silence. And that makes them dangerous, because they see what others miss, because they'll let you believe they're clueless, until they strike, not out of cruelty or malice, but because they saw your truth before you did, and they never look away from it. And when you try to run, thinking you can escape, they already know where you're going and what you're running from. They turn pain into power. Some people avoid pain. Scorpio studies it, learns from it, and transforms. They don't run from trauma, they face it, even when it hurts the most. They don't deny heartbreak. They write poetry with it, turning pain into art. Every wound they've ever had, every scar and every lesson, is now part of their power, woven into who they are. Because pain doesn't scare them, it shapes them. They've already lived through it, they've already conquered it, and they carry that strength forward. So when life breaks again, as it always does, they don't beg for mercy, they say, let's go. They are ready for anything. That's the kind of power you can't teach. It's born in darkness, forged in the places most people are afraid to go. And Scorpio was born in the deep end. They don't just survive the depths, they thrive there, finding strength where others might only see shadows. They're the definition of authentic. Scorpio doesn't fake friendships. They don't wear masks or pretend to be something they're not. They don't pretend to like you. With Scorpio, what you see is what you get. No sugarcoating, no games. If a Scorpio is in your life, it's real. Their loyalty is rare, and their presence is never accidental. Because they don't need people. They choose them, carefully and intentionally, valuing depth over numbers. And when they choose you, you get the most raw, real, unfiltered version of a human being possible. There's no performance, no people-pleasing, just truth. It might be intense, even overwhelming at times. It might be intimidating, but it's always authentic, and that's what makes it unforgettable. And in a world full of filters and facades, that makes Scorpio priceless. Their honesty is a rare gift, so let's bring it back. Scorpios aren't perfect. They're intense, sometimes too intense. They overthink, they isolate, they love too hard, and sometimes they feel too much. And they disappear too fast, leaving a mark that lingers long after they're gone. But maybe that's why they're unforgettable. Their impact is impossible to erase, because they live life in full color. They love in extremes. They rise from ashes, stronger every time, and they make you feel everything. With a Scorpio, you experience the highest highs and the deepest emotions. So, is Scorpio the best zodiac sign? We'll let you decide, but their energy is impossible to ignore. But deep down, you already know. They always know. That's the Scorpio magic. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop A in the comments if you're a proud Scorpio, or if one changed your life. Let's celebrate the unforgettable energy of Scorpio together. Have you ever walked into a room and just someone's energy before they even spoke? Like they carried a force bigger than them. Like the air shifted when they walked by? Some call it charisma, others call it presence, but in the world of astrology, it's power. Real power doesn't scream, it doesn't beg for attention, and not every zodiac sign was born with this invisible crown. So today we're revealing the 5 most powerful zodiac signs, the ones who lead without trying, influence without force, and hold energy that just can't be ignored. Are you one of them? Stay with me, because this isn't just about astrology. It's about unlocking a part of yourself you might have never understood before, and what you're about to hear might explain everything. Scorpio, the silent force you should never underestimate. So let's start with the sign that doesn't talk much, but honestly knows everything. Scorpio, ruled by Pluto, the planet of transformation and power, doesn't really seek attention, they just attract it. They sit in the shadows, always watching, listening, decoding people like they're reading a book, and when they speak, it's never by accident. There's just something magnetic about them. You don't really know if you want to be them or run from them. Either way, you feel them. But here's the twist. Scorpio's power isn't loud, it's psychological. They can break you without ever raising their voice. They can love you so deeply it hurts. And if betrayed, they'll destroy every part of you you gave them access to. They're the masters of rebirth, falling apart and coming back stronger, again and again. That's why their power isn't just in control, it's in survival. And that kind of power is terrifyingly rare. Now if Scorpio rules the shadows, Leo rules the spotlight. Born under the sun, the literal center of our universe, Leo is built to shine. They don't fake confidence, they are confidence. They walk into a room and everyone notices. Not because they're trying to be seen, but because people can't help but look. Leo has the kind of power that inspires. They're leaders, performers, warriors. And yes, they have an ego. But that ego, it's what pushes them to protect, build, and lead. They love deeply, fiercely, and they'll defend the people they love with a lion's heart. But what makes Leo dangerous is their need to feel valued. If they're disrespected, they don't just walk away. They roar, loud, proud, and unforgettable. Leo's power is in their ability to make you believe in yourself even while they rule the room. Because when Leo loves you, they don't just share their light, they teach you how to shine. Power isn't always about charisma or charm, sometimes it's about control, and Capricorn has all of it. Ruled by Saturn, the planet of discipline and time, Capricorn plays the long game. While others chase attention, Capricorn chases results. They work in silence. They plan 5 steps ahead. They study people, then outmaneuver them without ever announcing their move. You'll never see Capricorn coming until they're already on top. They aren't emotional reactors, they're tacticians. And while they might not wear their heart on their sleeve, they feel more than they show. But here's what makes their power so rare. Capricorn has the strength to delay gratification, to suffer now so they can win later, to resist the shortcut and take the stairs. And when they reach the top, they don't just succeed, they dominate, because Capricorn doesn't care about the crowd, they care about legacy. There's something wild about Aries. It's not controlled, it's not polished, it's raw energy. Ruled by Mars, the god of war, Aries is the fighter, the pioneer, the one who starts things when no one else dares to. They don't wait for permission, they take it, they don't overthink, they act. Some say Aries is reckless, but honestly it's that recklessness that makes them unbreakable. Because Aries fails fast, and, gets back up even faster. They don't sit in their losses, they don't cry over setbacks, they keep going and going until they win. And if you challenge them, good luck. Aries doesn't back down, not from pain, not from people, not even from themselves. Wait, Virgo, the perfectionist, the quiet one, yes. And here's why. Virgo's power is precision. While the rest of the zodiac is screaming, chasing, reacting, Virgo is watching, analyzing, mastering the details everyone else misses. They see the cracks in your armor before you do. They fix what's broken, before anyone knows it was falling apart. They're ruled by Mercury, the planet of intelligence and communication. But Virgo doesn't waste words. When they speak, it matters, and when they move, it's surgical. But here's what most people don't understand. Virgo doesn't want attention. They want excellence. They push themselves harder than anyone. They carry pressure no one else can see. And while they might not lead with fire or ego, they run the world behind the scenes. They're the minds behind empires, the editors behind masterpieces, the logic behind brilliance. Virgo's power isn't in the spotlight, it's in the blueprint. And trust me, that's where the real power lives. So, there you have it. Scorpio, Leo, Capricorn, Aries, Virgo. 5 zodiac signs that were built differently, not because they're louder, not because they're prettier, but because they hold a kind of strength that most people can't even recognize. Some lead armies, some lead in silence, but all of them were born to change the room, born to shape their world, and maybe, just maybe, you were born with that power too, so tell me, did your sign make the list? Or do you feel power in you that hasn't even been awakened yet? Let's talk in the comments. Because this isn't just a video, it's a mirror. And if you saw yourself in these signs, it's time to own it. Power isn't given, it's claimed. Now go claim yours. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. When fire meets earth, what happens? Does the flame burn brighter, or does the ground smother it into silence? There are few pairings in the zodiac that are as polarizing, as intense, and as unpredictably magnetic as Aries and Capricorn. At first glance, they shouldn't work. Aries, hot-headed, impulsive, full of fire. Capricorn, calm, methodical, grounded to the core. One leaps without looking, the other waits, watches, and calculates every move. It usually starts with curiosity. Aries walks into a room like they own it. They're loud, confident, and full of restless energy. They don't wait for permission, they take what they want. Capricorn, on the other hand, is sitting in the corner, quiet, composed, observing everything. To most people, Aries is too much. To Capricorn, fascinating. Meanwhile, Aries doesn't usually stop to notice the quiet types, but something about Capricorn's stillness, the way they don't need attention, it pulls Aries in like gravity. There's a moment, a silent one, when their eyes meet, and in that moment, everything changes. Here's where it gets wild. Aries, ruled by Mars, is pure passion. They want fast, they want now, they want you, and they're not afraid to say it. Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, is discipline, structure, and time. When Aries tries to flirt, Capricorn doesn't melt, they resist. Not because they're not interested, but because Capricorn doesn't jump. They don't leap into love, they climb toward it, and that's exactly what drives Aries insane. No one plays hard to get quite like Capricorn. They're not playing games. They're just immune to Aries' usual charm. This triggers something deep in Aries, the chase. And the moment Capricorn gives in, just a little, Aries is hooked. But you know, this isn't a typical game of cat and mouse, because Capricorn, they may move slow, but when they move, they really mean it. And Aries? For once, they're not running away. When Aries and Capricorn finally connect, physically, emotionally, spiritually, it's, well, fireworks. They may be different, but they complete each other in ways they never expected. Capricorn brings structure to Aries' chaos. They ground them, calm them, give them a sense of control. Aries brings heat to Capricorn's cold world. They light them up, push them, remind them how to feel. Together, they are ambitious, unstoppable, powerful. It's the kind of couple that starts businesses together, that faces challenges head-on, that doesn't quit, even when the world tells them they should. But you know, there's a dark side to that fire. Aries is a leader, Capricorn is a strategist, and both? Well, they really hate being told what to do. It doesn't take long before the tension rises. Aries wants freedom, spontaneity. They want to live in the moment. Capricorn wants plans, stability, they need long-term vision. Arguments erupt like volcanic explosions, not over feelings but over control. Who makes the rules? Who compromises first? Who bends? And who breaks? Sometimes it's not even about the fight, it's about who wins. And when two powerful forces collide, sometimes the damage is irreversible. But here's where this love story gets interesting. When Aries and Capricorn learn to understand instead of compete, they become something rare. Aries teaches Capricorn to loosen up, to take risks, to leap even when there's no safety net, and to stop waiting for someday and chase life now. Capricorn teaches Aries to slow down, to think before acting, to build rather than burn, and to realize that not every battle is worth fighting. Together they balance each other, and what begins as friction becomes transformation. But that only happens if they're willing to do one thing neither of them likes: let go of their ego. This isn't a fairy tale romance, it's raw, messy, real. There are nights full of passion and days full of silence. There are doors slammed and arms pulled back open, but when they choose to stay, Aries finds something they never knew they needed: stability. Capricorn discovers something they were afraid to want: passion. They fall hard, and when they do, they don't just love each other, they respect each other. And in a world of fast flings and shallow connections, that respect becomes the foundation for something rare, a love that doesn't just survive, it builds. So, can Aries and Capricorn really make it? That depends on one thing: growth. Because, you know, this relationship isn't easy. It takes work, patience, and honestly, a willingness to evolve. If Aries refuses to slow down, if Capricorn can't open up, they'll destroy each other. But if Aries learns to trust the journey, and if Capricorn learns to trust the moment, then they don't just work. They thrive. They become the couple everyone thought would fall apart, but instead built an empire together. Because when fire doesn't try to control the earth, and when the earth learns to dance with the flame, magic happens. Love isn't always easy, especially when two souls are built so differently. But maybe that's what makes Aries and Capricorn so powerful. They challenge each other, they frustrate each other, they change each other, and sometimes the best kind of love isn't the one that feels familiar, it's the one that forces us to grow. So, if you're an Aries in love with a Capricorn, or a Capricorn drawn to the fire of an Aries, know this: you're not crazy. You're just caught in something real. And if you're both brave enough to fight together, not against, you might just build a love that outlasts time.